again. And yet again, Meghan goes to take it, he holds it back and even laughs and says no, and then continues once, but twice. And it was all over the organisers not wanting her to have the microphone.
Right now, lots of speculation about what is going on with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle after she decided to call in sick to a major Kevin Costner charity event on Friday night after that damning Hollywood Reporter takedown described her as a dictator.
What happens when Meghan keeps pushing and Harry finally pulls back? Oh, you get a total royal train wreck, the kind you just can't look away from. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't regal, it was pure awkwardness that left everyone squirming. And yet, like a guilty pleasure reality show, no one could stop watching.
That Meghan wasn't at the Kevin Costner event, wasn't it? It's for first responders, it's a charity thing. There were lots of A-listers there like Jeff Bridges and Rob Lowe and Pink, and you'll remember.
People might still gossip about the designer outfits, Meghan's forced smile, and Harry's stiff stance. But you know what gave it all away? The microphone. That tiny piece of metal told a story bigger than any royal press release. Forget polished palace statements. The mic exposed the real cracks between them.
Investigation by the Hollywood Reporter.
Wow, there's lots to unpack with this. There's lots of theories obviously going around. I personally, with Meghan, we know that she's...
Here's the kicker. Meghan was never even meant to be there. Everyone in that room knew it. She wasn't scheduled, she wasn't invited to take that stage. But did that stop her? Absolutely not. She stormed in like she owned it, wrinkled outfit and all, forcing a moment that was never meant to be hers. That strange grin, that entitled stride, it screamed desperation, not power.
On stage, and I think it was Harry was meant to give a speech because one of the female organisers walked over to Harry.
And oh, the crowd noticed. Cameras rolled as Harry froze in place, refusing to budge. Normally, this man would hand her the mic, let her have her little star moment. But this time, not a chance. He held on tight, refusing to yield, leaving Meghan awkwardly suspended, half in the spotlight, half shoved out. It was brutal.
Like he does to give it to Meghan. And Meghan reached for it, and the lady quickly changed her mind, took the microphone away and pretended.
The vibe turned icy. The audience didn't know whether to clap or just glance away uncomfortably. Instead of their usual charm, silence swallowed the room. Meghan's desperate attempt to insert herself collapsed on impact. She wasn't shining, she was exposed, and everyone saw it.
In the distance. And then not long after that humiliation, obviously this is on the stage, everybody's there watching it, the other organizer,
and still, nobody stepped in. The organizers stayed glued to their seats. Security didn't flinch. It was like everyone collectively decided, let this play out. Let's see how far she'll push it. The scene unfolded like raw reality TV. Silent egos clashing on a stage suddenly too small for both.
An article has come out from the Hollywood Reporter with reportedly 12 people willing and waiting to back it up. So they've made sure that they have...
From the second Meghan marched onto that stage, the air thickened. This wasn't a grand entrance. It wasn't some fairy tale "my queen has arrived" moment. No, this was heavy, awkward, and chilling. Even from the back row, you could feel the discomfort. Harry, usually warm and easygoing, turned stiff as stone. That famous royal charm, gone. He clutched the mic like a lifeline, while Meghan flailed for a place that clearly wasn't hers.
An article has come out from the Hollywood Reporter with reportedly 12 people willing and waiting to back it up. So they've made sure that they have...
She tried. Oh, she tried. Smiling, stepping forward, tossing glances at the crowd. But nothing worked. The audience didn't bite. The applause never came. The cameras may have been rolling, but the magic was gone. Instead, there was tension, confusion, and awkward silence that screamed louder than any cheer could.
Decided not to do that.
Yes, there certainly seems to be, I would say, trouble ahead, I think.
And that's when it hit everyone watching. This wasn't about the words they said, it was about the body language. Harry's clenched jaw, his firm grip, his simmering restraint, Meghan's forced insistence, her desperate reach for attention. They weren't partners in sync anymore. They were opponents, playing tug-of-war with the spotlight.
They seem to be doing more and more things completely separate of each other. But I've noticed a real shift. It seems that Harry is the one being elevated. It's Harry being asked to go to events and not Meghan. She is still...
That day, the glow wasn't shared. It fractured. The spotlight split down the middle, bearing the cracks they'd worked so hard to hide. Suddenly, this wasn't the power couple the press painted them as. This was two people visibly out of rhythm, and the crowd could feel the rift without needing a single word.
Both being elevated, and Meghan is being pushed into the background. Now, I can't see her taking that.
And while that public unraveling was hard enough to watch, something else slipped quietly under the radar. Ukraine, yes, the government of Ukraine, addressed Harry as His Royal Highness. Let that sink in. The title the palace supposedly stripped, the honor he supposedly walked away from, suddenly stamped onto an official stage. And the reaction? Nothing. No correction, no pushback, just silence.
Career, because as you say, yes, we believe she is still represented by WME, but for how much longer? Because she didn't show up to the Emmy party that they hosted, and that's a really significant moment in...
And don't think for a second that was an accident. Titles in politics are never random. Ukraine's recognition wasn't just protocol, it was a loud whisper that Harry, no matter what he says, is still a royal. He may play the California dad role, but the crown still clings to him like a shadow.
Very seriously, but I think she is, and I will come to that momentarily. But first, it wasn't a particularly good night, I have to say, for Harry either at the...
Back on stage, Meghan was still fighting, clawing for control that wasn't hers to take. The mic, the tense pauses, the lack of applause, it all left her looking desperate. Meanwhile, Harry didn't even have to try. One hand held the spotlight, the other chained to centuries of royal tradition. She was chasing relevance, he was clinging to legacy, and the gap between them was obvious. The contrast was brutal. On one side, a couple cracking under the weight of public pressure. On the other, the invisible pull of royal duty, still dragging Harry back no matter how far he runs. People were too busy gossiping about Meghan's grin and Harry's stiff posture to notice the bigger truth. The crown still owns him, and Meghan can't compete with that. Harry is stuck in a tug-of-war. One foot in California chasing podcasts, polo matches, and the sunny dream of freedom. The other foot shackled to royal tradition, duties, and centuries of protocol. No matter how far he flies, the weight of that crown drags behind him, and it shows. Every trip, every handshake, every public event is carefully managed. It's not close friends or casual staff who trail him. It's palace aides, the very people from the life he swore he left behind. His titles, his treatment, even his travel arrangements scream one thing: Harry will never truly escape. On that stage, all of it bled through. The tension, the pauses, the uneasy glances. It wasn't just awkward. It was the image of a man ripped in two, half yearning for freedom, half chained by legacy. And you could see the toll. The spark that once defined him now looked measured, restrained, and tired. This wasn't the wild Harry of old. This was a man crushed by invisible weight. And while Meghan kept lunging for the spotlight, Harry stayed balanced on his impossible tightrope. Old obligations on one side, new ambitions on the other. The strain was written all over them. Once upon a time, Meghan owned every frame. She was the star, the style icon, the dazzling newcomer. But that magnetism? It's slipping. And fast. The Kevin Costner event proved it. Meghan wasn't listed, wasn't expected, wasn't even supposed to be there. But of course, she appeared anyway, trying to wedge herself into a moment already unfolding. The audience didn't buy it. The applause never came. The charm offensive that once seemed effortless now felt fake. Meanwhile, Harry held steady, distant, almost cold. The shift was undeniable. And it doesn't stop on stage. Off stage, Meghan's polished poses, her curated wardrobe, those perfect smiles, they're starting to look less like confidence and more like armor. The problem with armor? It cracks, and people see through it. The effortless glow she once carried now feels forced. The crowd senses it, the cameras catch it, and her grip on relevance is slipping through her fingers. And let's be real, not every royal fight is fireworks and slammed doors. Some are silent, sharp, and deadly. Meghan's latest performance was one of those. A smile stretched too tight, movements rehearsed within an inch of perfection. It didn't feel like charm, it felt like demand. Notice me. Applaud me, give me what I came for. And when it didn't happen, the whole room could feel her frustration radiate like heat. When Harry didn't hand her the mic, when no one acknowledged her presence, her mask slipped, her smile cracked, her eyes betrayed the irritation boiling underneath. And when she finally turned and walked off, it wasn't graceful. It was slow, deliberate, and heavy, like she knew she didn't belong on that stage to begin with. Backstage, witnesses say her smile vanished the second she was out of sight. That polished, royal-turned Hollywood facade dissolved into pure frustration. By the time time they got into the car, you can bet the air was thick with sharp words. This wasn't just a bad night, it was a glimpse into the deep fractures running through their relationship. This quiet tantrum Meghan pulled off wasn't just a one-off, it was a mirror held up to their entire relationship. Behind the polished photos and carefully staged interviews, there's a tug-of-war playing out in real time. Meghan pushing for control, Harry resisting and pulling back, and the rest of us left watching the cracks widen. The glossy headlines may not say it outright, but the truth was right there on that stage. Meghan wasn't adored anymore. She was being tolerated, and Harry, he wasn't her loyal sidekick. He was the man holding the power for once, refusing to bend. The silence between them told the whole story. The media tries to play both sides. Glowing reconciliation stories one day, explosive leaks the next. But that's not reporting, that's feeding the beast. Conflict sells, and Meghan and Harry are the hottest drama in town. They're caught in the middle, whether they like it or not. Every gesture ripped apart and turned into content. And what about Buckingham Palace? Silence. No comments, no clarifications, nothing. That's not an accident. The palace knows exactly what it's doing. Let the chaos burn itself out. Let Meghan and Harry dangle in front of the cameras without lifting a royal finger to protect them. But that silence cuts deep. Meghan's magic is dimming. The smiles that once lit up cameras now feel like plastered masks. The entrances that used to sparkle now seem desperate. Her charm looks staged, and the crowd senses it. Harry isn't the wild, carefree royal anymore either. He's cautious, measured, weighed down. Together, they don't shine. They fracture. Meghan keeps pushing harder, but her grip is slipping. Harry keeps resisting, but no matter how far he pulls, the crown never lets go. The press pretends their influence is untouched, but for those paying attention, the cracks are obvious. This isn't just a marriage spat or a PR slip-up. It's a high-stakes battle for control, relevance, and survival. Behind the polished images, it's all unraveling. The smiles hide sharp stares, the staged grins cover icy silences. They wanted to break free, build their own kingdom in California, and leave the palace behind, but reality doesn't work like that. The royal shadow followed them, and the fairy tale turned into a slow burn nightmare. Now, they're trapped. Meghan fighting to hold on to relevance, Harry torn between freedom and duty, both caught in a spotlight they can't escape. Every stage appearance, every icy glance, every awkward pause just fuels the gossip cycle more. And the world? Oh, the world is watching every single move. Behind all the glitter and cameras, the truth is so much messier than any royal fairy tale. Meghan thought she could storm into Hollywood, bend the spotlight her way, and still keep the aura of a duchess. But the crowd isn't buying it anymore. The charm that once came so easily now feels strained, like she's chasing applause that just won't come. And Harry? He isn't free. Not really. He may wear California casual, talk about independence, and smile in the sun, but the weight of the crown hasn't left his shoulders. Every title, every protocol, every subtle reminder drags him back into a world he swore he left. He's split in two, one foot in freedom, one chained to duty. Together, they don't dazzle like they once did. They clash, they crack, they expose each other's weaknesses on the world stage without even realizing it. That awkward mic moment wasn't just cringe, it was a symbol, a spotlight battle that revealed exactly how fragile their bond has become. The fairy tale is gone, the stage is colder, and the world, still watching, waiting for the next slip, the next fight, the next royal disaster to unfold?